Hey guys, Rage Collector 62492 here with another collection video, and today I'm going to be doing a very odd collection video. You might see my dog coming over here because she's wild when she's out in the open, so bear with me. But today I'm going to be showing you guys my collection of soundtracks. Now, with every great movie, there's a great soundtrack. There's great music that is put in. So obviously, being a movie fan and loving specific movies, I have soundtracks for some of my favorite films. So with that said, I figured to go ahead and show you. Now, I picked this up at Goodwill a few years ago, and this is The Hunger Games. This is songs from District 12 and beyond. I got this for like 25 cents. I didn't realize, actually, if you guys could see up there, the poster for The Hunger Games that came from this. So I got a lot of really cool shit with this. I got this like 5 years ago. So then I have Star Wars The Force Awakens here. Star Wars The Force Awakens. I got this in 2015. So just kind of open it up and show you guys. There's the disc. I love showing package art for specific things because, believe it or not, one of my favorite things about YouTube once I started watching YouTube was watching people unbox stuff. So I like being able to do the same thing. It helps a lot of people who are interested in a specific product. Yeah. Next I have the Amazing Spider-Man soundtrack. Now, James Horner, may he rest in peace, did this soundtrack. I love James Horner. He's one of my favorite composers for, you know, some of the films that we've watched. He did the music for Titanic. He did the music for Casper. I think he did the music for The Grinch, you know, the Jim Carrey movie. So, yeah, he did the music for The Amazing Spider-Man, and I actually love a lot of the music that he did. So, yeah, this is a great little soundtrack to listen to because his music's so great. There's that, and then this is when Hans Zimmer and the Magnificent Six. Hans Zimmer did the music for The Amazing Spider-Man 2. So he did the like techno music and stuff. It's ridiculous. But yeah, The Amazing Spider-Man 2 soundtrack right here. Very cool. And we'll show off some of the classic stuff. Spider-Man, the 2002 film soundtrack right here. I've had this soundtrack in my possession just as long as the movie's been out. This soundtrack has a lot of nostalgic memories for me. When I first had my first Walkman in Christmas of 2002, this was my first CD, and Chad Kroeger's Hero was one of my favorite tracks. So I think that was like the main title, or the song for the whole CD was that song. So yeah, here you guys go. And of course, Spider-Man 2. Now this one's been beat up over time. I've had this one since 2004. But yeah, Spider-Man 2. We used to have Spider-Man 3, but my cousin got a hold of it. So, yeah. These are some soundtracks that I picked up with, from Goodwill. So please excuse the randomness. The Super Mario Brothers movie soundtrack here. Believe it or not, I actually enjoy the Super Mario Brothers movie. I mean, I got a really odd guilty pleasure for the film, so I got the poster over there. But yeah, it's really weird explaining why I have the soundtrack for this, but I saw it at Goodwill for $1 and I picked it up. So my dog, she's annoying me while I'm doing a video. But yeah, Super Mario Brothers soundtrack. Megadeth is on this soundtrack of all things. So yeah, there you go. And excuse me, I do have a cold at the moment. There's the inside right there. Then I picked this up when the movie came out because, again, another composer that I really like is Danny Elfman, and that is the Goosebumps soundtrack for the Goosebumps movie here. So Danny Elfman did the score for this. There's Slappy. I am looking forward to the sequel, by the way, for those of you guys that are going to ask. There's the inside there. Sleeve fell out. Moof. Moof. Trying to talk to my dog. Yeah, here's the case right there. Next, I know a lot of people do not like this movie, but I have two soundtracks for this. One of these is actually a very rare CD, but this one's the more common one. This is Godzilla the album. Now, say what you will about the movie, the soundtrack was pretty badass. You had Puff Daddy, you had the Wallflowers doing the David Bowie song Heroes, Fuel, I think, the Foo Fighters, Green Day's on here, just a bunch of people. Really great soundtrack, and I just dropped it because my dog, Adelie. If you guys are wondering, I'll show you guys my dog real quick. I gotta give her a bath, but there she is, and she needs a haircut. Yeah, can I finish my video, please? Go on. Anyway, yeah, the Godzilla soundtrack here. And I think she broke... Thank you, Adelie, for breaking one of my CDs on camera. But yeah, there's that. And then there's the disc right there. I'm going to have to deal with this in a minute. I'm glad it wasn't the other one, because the other one's actually a very rare score for the Godzilla soundtrack right here by David Arnold. You guys can see it says limited edition right there. And it is numbered... I don't know what the number is, but it's out of 3,000 units. So you guys can see, if you go look this up on eBay, it's actually very expensive. I think they sell for like $50 brand new. So, but I got mine used. This is actually really cool that I found this. Get on the couch. To deal with my damn dog on camera. But yeah, this is a 2-disc set right here. I'm trying to be careful because the discs are actually loose in here, but this is pretty much the whole score for the Godzilla album. There's disc 1 and disc 2 is behind it. Like I said, the discs aren't held in there very well, but still. One of my favorite movies from last year, in March of 2017, was a big year for me being a Power Ranger fan. And, of course I picked up the soundtrack. I did enjoy this movie. I, as a huge Power Ranger fan, did enjoy the film. So for those of you guys that are here for Power Rangers, I'm talking to other people that may not be here for Power Rangers. I know this is my Power Ranger channel and such, but expansion. Yeah, but the soundtrack's really cool. I actually really enjoyed it. I know a lot of people are kind of iffy about the soundtrack, but Brian Tyler, who did the music, I believe, for one of the Fast and the Furious soundtracks, did this, so very cool. There's the case and the inside right there. And then, of course, I have the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie soundtrack from 1995. So this is all the music, you know. Uh-oh, we're in trouble, yeah. And Red Hot Chili Peppers. So there's that. There's the inside, and there's the disc right there. I'm going to try to breeze through this a little bit quicker. Then this soundtrack is probably the most memorable soundtrack I've held on to for quite some time. That is the Mask soundtrack right here, because when I was a kid, I was obsessed with The Mask. And anybody that knew me back when I was a child, I was really good at doing the Cuban Pete. This is back when I was much smaller, not as fat. But yeah, there you go, the Mask soundtrack right there. There's the disc right there. If I remember correctly, I haven't even opened this up in a while, but I do. Yeah, there's a comic book in here. Here's a comic. Very cool. Still nice and crisp. This was my favorite soundtrack when I was a kid. And then these are some other ones that I've held on to for quite some time. The Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me soundtrack. I mostly picked this up because when I used to watch Austin Powers, my favorite song from the movie was American Woman. So that's on here from Lenny Kravitz. But yeah, there you guys go. And of course I got Gold Member right here. I picked this up in 2002 when I was in Florida. It still has an ad for a Nokia, or is it Nokia? No, I don't know what it is. It's a Motorola right there. It's supposed to look like the British flag. There you got sexy Beyonce right there. So I'll put that in here. And then, this is probably one of the most popular soundtracks from the 90s when it comes to a specific movie, and that is Space Jam here. All the music from the soundtrack's great. I Fly Like an Eagle, I Believe I Can Fly. Everybody loves this soundtrack. So there's Bugs right there. Very cool. This soundtrack is actually very obscure. Now, I have a very random obsession with this movie, and it's not because it's a good movie or anything. It's just a childhood movie of mine. It was my introduction to the cartoon. That is the soundtrack for the Inspector Gadget movie right here. Now, some of you guys may not understand and realize, yes, there was an actual CD release for this movie. I didn't know this for quite some time, but this is actually a German release CD, and CDs are usually region-free. So, this might be the first time someone's actually unboxed this CD, because I've never seen anybody talk about this CD. So, again, very obscure. There. And I like how the disc is like a gear, so very cool. Batman Forever. What can I say? This has got a really good soundtrack. Say what you will about the movie, but the soundtrack's really great. There. Like I said, I'm going to try to breeze through this. Same goes with this one. Say what you want about the movie. Still a great soundtrack. Probably was a bad idea to have my dog in here when I was doing this video. I do have the Suicide Squad soundtrack. I actually liked all the music from this movie. So, yeah. Skrillex and Lil Wayne, 21 Pilots. Yeah, there's a lot of people. Eminem. So, I picked this up when I was in California. This is one of my first soundtracks. Is Pokemon, the first movie. I was obsessed with Pokemon when I was a kid, so I absolutely love this soundtrack. You know, it brings back a lot of memories. Can't believe this movie is almost 20 years old. I think it turns 20 this year, if I remember correctly. Or was it last year? It turned 20. I think it's this year. I don't remember. But yeah. This CD I've had in my possession for such a long time now. If you guys don't like NSYNC, I don't give a shit. When I was a kid, everybody listened to NSYNC, even the popular, like, jock boys, okay? And I did get my CD signed by Joey Fatone, because I met Joey back in a couple years ago, or a year ago. So, everybody should know about this CD, to be honest with you. This is literally no strings attached. Then I got the Dark Knight soundtrack here. So, this is Hans Zimmer's music right there, which is great. I love Hans Zimmer's, one of my favorite composers. The Ghostbusters soundtrack here. So this is a re-release of the Ghostbusters soundtrack. Very cool. And then I have this All That CD I found at Goodwill. I had actually told my friend Brendan about this, and he picked it up as well. So this has a bunch of 90s music stars. So you've got TLC, Immature, Brandy, Coolio, Monk and Steph, Soul for Real, Aaliyah, Naughty by Nature, Faith Evans, Immature, again, and TLC. TLC did the theme for this soundtrack. And why is this one broken? I didn't even know this one was broken. I hate CD cases sometimes, but yeah. Just to kind of, you know what, I'm just going to do it like this. Yeah, there you go. And then turn it around. There you go. There's the CD, for those of you guys who are wondering. There we go. I'm going to have to get me some new jewel cases for some of my stuff. And we're at the end right here. So now we have Cars right here. I bought this when the movie came. God damn, all these cases are breaking in this thing. So yeah, there's that. There. Titanic. Everybody's got to have the Titanic soundtrack, I guess. Again, James Horner, one of my favorite, composers. Like I said, rest in peace. I can't believe what happened to him dying in a plane crash. It was really sad. Top Gun soundtrack here. So, I don't know why the bottom half of my CDs are all breaking. Maybe it's the way I'm storing them, but yeah, there's Top Gun. Then I got this Power Rangers soundtrack. This is supposed to be like a compilation of a bunch of music from the actual TV show. I'm literally not doing this on purpose. I don't know why it's doing this. Like the pieces are snapping or something. So, wow. This was a botched to hell video. Mostly to do part with my dog. Thank you. Sitting there staring at me. I did buy this like single for Youngstown with the Inspector Gadget soundtrack. You want to guys hear a fun fact? That song, the Youngstown CD song "I'll Be Your Everything" for the movie, was composed and written by Shuki Levy and Chaim Saban. You know, the ones that, you know, worked on Power Rangers. Because I think their first time, I don't remember it, I think Inspector Gadget was one of their shows. And lastly, I got the Pirates of the Caribbean soundtrack here. Again, I think this is Hans Zimmer. Yes, it is. It's Hans Zimmer. So Hans Zimmer did the music for Pirates of the Caribbean right here. So I do love this soundtrack. So yeah, guys, thanks for watching. That is my CD collection. I got the grueling task of having to put this back in the tower that I have over here. But I figured I'd show you guys my interest in some of the music that I have. It's mostly movie soundtracks, okay? I've always loved music from, you know, specific movie scenes or just compositions of specific scores from movies and stuff. So I love things like that. But guys, thanks for watching, and I will be back with more videos. When you guys get the chance to, check out the channel trailer that I posted yesterday. I think I did an interesting job with it, with the epic music and stuff. But I hope you guys enjoyed. But thanks for watching, guys. Talk to you guys later.